Hello, everyone. My name is Lizzie Hubble, and I'm with Hub of the Heart, a holistic health lifestyle. Today, we're going to go over the different things that affect our us and our homes, and different products and alternatives that we could use. Okay, so what is holistic? Holistic is relating to or concerned with wholes or with complete systems rather than the analysis or treatment of or the dissection into single parts. So basically, in some more simple terms, it is looking at the mind, body, and soul as a whole unit versus just dissecting the mind or the body or the soul. So, for example, have you ever seen someone who you would say is very spiritually inclined? However, they are obviously physically unhealthy, or someone who is physically healthy looking, but their mental health is declining and they're spiritually poor. So that is basically why this holistic lifestyle is so important. And then just not only just looking at one or the other, but if we check the boxes of all three daily, then we will see that balance. And I know a lot of people think that balance is unattainable, but perfection is unattainable. I believe that balance is attainable. Okay. And I believe that we can get there through a holistic lifestyle. Okay. So just looking at the mind is a very, very powerful thing that God gave us. Okay. If we are not careful, then it will just like the mind is such a beautiful thing to waste. We want to be constantly working that mind out. We want to stay in the present moment with mindfulness versus going in the past in through depression, or trying to run through the future in the unknown with anxiety. Okay, so anxiety and depression are literally the same exact thing, they're just in different times. Okay, so if we are practicing mindfulness, which is focusing on the present moment without judgment or interpretation, then we will find ourselves in a just more joy and more peace in our life. Okay, so the next thing would be growing our minds. Are we doing new things? Are we building our businesses? Are we getting better? Okay, so monetarily, uh, in your business, if you're like, oh, I'm a millionaire, so I guess I'm successful. No, that doesn't mean anything. I've met a bunch of millionaires that are miserable. Okay, so that doesn't mean anything. But really, are we growing our mind? Are we reading? Are we learning? Are we growing? Okay, and then another example of capturing, just our minds would be seeking recovery for our past trauma or dysfunction. Okay, so way that I've personally found recovery would be at Celebrate Recovery, which is a 12-step faith-based program. So if you take the like the 12 steps of AA, okay, that's a 12-step program, and you just align them with God's word and biblical principles, then that's where I believe that there is that so much healing and so much growth there. Okay, so uh, the Proverbs 4:23 says, "Be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts." Okay, there's a lot of really good things in the Bible with business, family, health, mindset, so many things that if we just start there, I truly believe that this world will be a different place. But really just focusing on what we can do, and we can just pick up the word and just read it. Okay, that's God's truth. Okay, and going right into our soul. So we are naturally spiritual beings. So when you're trying to look at just the mind and the body and trying to get that wholeness, it's never, ever going to happen. And I've seen a lot of people try to attain this without going towards the soul. So, for me personally, it is not the universe, it is not the sun, it is not me. The only way that I'm going to ever feel that I am living my full potential is seeking God, and more importantly, Jesus Christ. Okay, so if that is you, that's great. If it's not you, that's great too. No big deal. Okay, so we are naturally spiritual beings, like love. It cannot be measured. It is not mental or physical. It comes from our souls. So we definitely have a natural instinct to know who our higher power is and to know our purpose in life and know that it's not all up to us to control. So when we are able to control what we can, which is what we bring into our homes, right? That affects our families because our homes are our safe places. Our homes are our sanctuaries, and we must protect them because we are the gatekeepers. Okay. So that's the soul. And then just going into body, there's three different ways that affect our body or our physical body, which is movement, nutrition, and the products that we put in and on our body. Okay. So with movement, if we get at least 30 minutes a day of movement, and most importantly, maybe 15 minutes in the outside in the sun, if we can get some sunlight for 15 minutes. I'm not saying bake and get sunburn and all that stuff, but if we take 15 minutes and just kind of go for a little walk outside, or just kind of like do some push-ups or just walk around, that's going to be the difference, and that's going to affect our mind as well. And then nutrition, so eating more plants versus dead carcass is going to make our bodies just feel more alive. Okay, so if you look at the way that our bodies are, right, like our teeth, our teeth don't look like dogs' teeth, right? Like, because they are meat eaters. We have grinders, right? So we're able to, yes, we do have these two eye teeth to where we can bite, but we have um, more grinder teeth because we are going to grind up those fruits and vegetables and maybe that grain and those beans. Okay. And that's going to bring us more life. So if we just look at the way that our bodies are built, so if your teeth are grinders, then you have in your stomach, your intestines, they're going to be built different too. Okay. So we're not going to have like sharp teeth, and then our intestines would be only for fruits and vegetables. So you just got to look at our anatomy to see some clues on what kind of foods we should be putting in our bodies. Okay. And that's going to be fuel. Okay. And that's going to give us more energy for our lives and to just live out our purpose. Okay. So the products that we're putting in and on our body versus so using something that's more plant-based, like a natural thing coming literally from the garden, that's going to be way better than something that's made in a lab. Okay. Because our skin is our largest organ, everything that we put in it or on it is going to go into our bloodstream. Okay. And the word fragrance has thousands of chemicals in it. Okay. So it is protected by a fair trade secret recipe. So that company that has that word fragrance in there, they don't technically have to let you know what's in there because they're protecting their scent, their signature scent. Is really where that came from, that fragrance word. Okay, so it's really important that we're looking at labels, reading labels, and we're able to kind of differentiate what's good and what's bad, right? So just a way that you can kind of read the label. So the first word that's in that label is going to be where there's the most of that product, right? So or that ingredient. So as you go down, and when a company's just marketing like, oh my gosh, like lavender oil, right? And it's like at the bottom of their product list, like it's probably the last thing, right? Then really most of their product is not lavender oil. It's whatever is on the top part, which is usually going to be like, first it's going to be water. It's always going to be water or a filler, and then it's going to go on and do all the chemicals and all the ingredients, and then it's going to be like, and this and paprika and oregano, and it's like, no, it's really not full of that good ingredient towards the end. It's just full of all these other fillers and chemicals. Okay. So in food and care products and household products, we want to look at all of those. And then until you get a company and you trust a company, what I had to do was I had to look at all the ingredients. So I knew what water did. I knew what, sodium, baking soda did. I knew all of that, but all the ones that I didn't know what they did or what they were, or the product or a word that I didn't recognize, I would just type into my search bar and I would say the dangers of, and then that product. Okay. So it'll tell you literally, is this a respiratory disruptor? Is this going to mess with your digestion? Is it like all of the things? It'll tell you. Okay. So you do that initially until you find a product that you can actually trust. Okay. And I'm going to share a company that I've partnered with that is so amazing and I've been using for over 8 years. That you don't have to, of course, every now and again when I'll just take the ingredient list and I'll look at it and I'll see like, okay, let me just make sure that, we're spot checking this. And it's always True Blue. Okay. So anything that goes into our body will affect all of our systems. Okay. So all of these systems include, but are not limited to, but the main systems are our nervous system, our circulatory, our skeletal, our muscular, digestion, respiratory, endocrine, our hormones. Okay. Our lymphatic. Our lymphatic system is the way that we're draining out all of those toxins. So when you have your lymph nodes, like we have an epidemic of lymph node disorders. Um, it's crazy, but really that's just your body. It can't drain, it can't detox. All of the things that we're putting in and on our body. Okay, so every choice brings us closer to wellness or illness, and it cannot do both. Okay, so let's just think about that and like marinate on that and like, wow, that's, if we just filter our life through that filter, is this going to bring me wellness or illness? Because it cannot do both. Okay, that will probably change the way that we do a lot of things. Okay, and I'm speaking from my own experience. Okay, I'm not perfect and I'm still on this journey, but I know that this holistic health lifestyle is the best filter that I can ever be doing life with. Okay, um, so the thing I love about essential oils is that it can touch on all three of the entities, mind, body, and soul at the same time. And I thought that was so fascinating, because you could take one oil that is like lavender and it could literally touch on, your mind. When it comes to like insecure thoughts, or if you're feeling abandoned, it helps you with that. And then physically, it's really good for your skin, really helps you calm down and sleep well. And then soul. So anything that's really messing with your brain or your body is going to affect how you love others and how you show up in your purpose and the way that God really wanted you to just bring, bring forward. All that good news, right? So we always have to remember that it's going to affect us, all three entities. Okay, why not affect it in the right way? Okay, so full disclaimer, we are here to educate and empower you to be above society's standard of wellness. We are not here to diagnose, heal, or treat. So please be advised to continue your medical treatment if necessary. All right. Okay, so again, coming back to why I partner with these products and this company, I've been using these products for over 8 years, me and my family, and I love them because I've been to a lot of their farms, been able to see that process that we'll get to the seed to sale process here, in the next slide, and then. They have over 30 years of industry leadership. So they're one of the first pioneers of essential oils. So I just thought that was so amazing, right? And then they're in the homes of over 100 countries globally and growing. All right. So over 20 tests are done to ensure quality and 600 life-changing products. So it's not just essential oils, it's the cleaning products that I'm going to introduce to you in this video. We have nutrition, supplements, baby, pet, food, like all of the things, but all of it stems from that essential oil. Okay. And they're all infused with essential oils. And the reason why essential oils are amazing is because if you have a good product, which I'll show you right here, the seed to sale process that this company goes through, is basically planting that seed in perfect soil, harvesting without a fertilizer to make it grow and do what you manipulate it, right? um, Hand weeding without pesticides. That's a big deal. And you see like these workers out in the field, like as if it's like I don't know, like old country. Like wow, it's truly amazing, and they're the happiest people. That's the best part, is that they love doing it. Okay, and then distilling at the best temperature to preserve a high level of support. So I always say the best example to share of doing something is, say you get a broccoli, right? You get a broccoli, you buy broccoli from the store, you buy organic because you don't want that pesticide. You buy an actual broccoli head that's not insanely, it doesn't look crazy, because if it's like huge, it's probably has a fertilizer in it to make it look like insane, like on steroids, right? Think of steroids when you think of fertilizer. And so you bring it home, it's organic, and then you put it on the stove and you just, put some water in it, and then you just boil it. And you boil all the nutrients out, and all you see is this green water, and you eat that broccoli and you're like, well, that was great, but you don't feel any benefit. I don't feel different. I don't have more energy. I don't have, it was better than eating a donut, but I mean, was it the best that it could be? No, because you cooked it on way too high of a temperature, and you just nuked, just like a microwave. You nuked all of those nutrients out of that beautiful, beautiful plant that was supposed to bring you so much life, right? So you went through all that work, all for nothing, and you still wanted a donut because you were hungry, right? Because when you're eating nutrients, your body is feeling like it is nourished versus depleted. So if you don't get those nutrients in there, even if you are eating that plant, it doesn't feel the same. Okay. So that's just the way that I personally kind of look at things, and the way, this is why that these oils are not created equal. Okay. So the oils that you see in Target and Whole Foods, those are not the same oils that I'm talking about here today. All right. So it really does matter, that process. And if you're buying an oil for like $10 for a gallon of it, it's probably not going to be the best way that they did that process, right? Or even because the essential oil industry is not regulated by anything, anyone can literally say 100% therapeutic grade essential oil. Of course, you'll turn around the back and you'll see, do not put it on your skin, do not ingest, do not inhale, simply fragrance. Like, you'll see all of that on the back. But a lot of people, again, do not look at the back. They only look at the front and what is on that front label, right? Natural, organic. No, right? So that's why it's super duper important that you're using something that is from a good source. Okay. And that's why, again, I love these products. So going back to the benefits of essential oils. So what I was saying about that lavender, right? If you're using something that is really good, it's a good product, it has a good process, right? Then it's going to affect your mind, body, and your soul, right? Because I've heard a lot of people say, I've used essential oils and they don't work. I'm like, you're right. Those essential oils don't work. But I have never met someone who used these essential oils that were like, they don't work. I'm good. I'm good on that. Like, no, they definitely support all of the systems, and you do feel different for sure. So a couple ways that, and this is our traditional bundle that you can get. It has 12 oils in it. It comes with a diffuser, a really beautiful diffuser at that, and then a couple of samples of our different products. But these 12 main oils are just so amazing to support your relaxation, your energy, detoxing your systems, especially that lymphatic system with the lemon oil, skin beauty. So it's just limitless. Okay. And I have another video that kind of goes over all 12 of those oils. All right. But one of the oils that is in the kit, one of the main, big oils is Thieves. Thieves is a century old recipe dating back to all the way back to the Black Plague. Kind of funny story, I think. It's kind of weird, actually, and sick. But it's basically, when the Black Plague was going around, people were dying because it was contagious, and it was a lot, especially if you don't have a good immune system. So these people were dying left and right. These pack of thieves were coming in and were like, oh, field day, holiday, we're going to like totally, cash in. All these people are dying, and they're being buried with all of their jewels and gems and treasures, and we're going to rob these graves, and we're going to just cash out, right? So they did that, and then they got caught, and the king was like, what in the world, how are you guys not dying, right? Because this is highly contagious. So what's going on? And these pack of thieves, to pardon, get a lower sentence, I suppose, they basically gave that recipe to the king. And there's a couple different variations, but the main ingredients were clove, cinnamon, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So 5 ingredients. So this is a blended oil, right? Lavender is a single oil. Leaves is a blended oil, right? If there's more than one oil in it, it's a blend. But it was just really good immune system support, right? So from in our home, from October until March, we're using thieves to support our immune system. Okay. And I just use it with everything. I just love it because it's really good for oral health. And I use it to support the baby when he's teething. That clove is it's such good support orally. Okay, to numb that area for teething. Okay, so now jumping into the products or the household products, the household cleaner is Thieves household cleaner, right? So this comes from the essential oil, right, that we just talked about. So this one bottle will make 28 new spray bottles, right? So you can put one in every single room. So it's 6 times concentrated, right, formula with no toxins or fillers. So it's not like the main ingredient in it is water and all these toxic chemicals. It's literally thieves and like all these plants. It's amazing. So it's going to support your immune system when you're cleaning the floor, your kids and your dogs, they're licking the floor. I don't know if we know that or we realize that. My baby is 1 years old and our dog is they're the same age literally, and they're both licking the floors. So I'm grateful that I have a product and a cleaner that I'm not nervous, that I'm like, go ahead and like lick that floor because it's going to support your immune system. Of course, don't spray it in the mouth. It's really concentrated, but you don't have to worry about it with Thieves because it's literally going to support your immune system and clean. So it's strong enough to clean, but it's safe enough for those fragile, those babies and those pets. Okay. Um, Okay, so kind of detoxing and decluttering room by room. This was a fun in-person meetup that we did, and we kind of just went over room by room. I had a worksheet. It was a lot of fun, and just kind of getting ready for the spring, coming out of that winter season. So going through the living room, Thieves Cleaner is going to be really, really good for dusting, wood, glass, fabric refresher on like the curtains and the couch. Like you can't wash the couch all the time, right? But you can refresh it. So when you're using those toxic cleaners, and like that are refreshing or deodorizing, they're not really deodorizing. They're literally, it's putting like a layer of fragrance on top to where you're inhaling it, and it is now compromising your respiratory system, your hormones, your all of the things. And guess what? It has to be flushed out with your lymphatic system. So you're compromising all of your systems with just that one spray. And then if you have a plug-in and a candle on top of that, and all of the different cleaners that you're using, like on the pillows and the rugs and all the that you're washing your clothes with, then you're now that whole room, the air quality and that whole room is poisoning you and your family. I hate to get so crazy dark there for a second, but just trying to realize like what we're really doing to our families and in our homes. Okay. The next room is your kitchen. So the kitchen, the biggest thing that I realized with my pots and pans, like I was on this end, I was trying to use better products and better cleaners, but I was cooking on really toxic surfaces, right? Like cast iron and stainless steel are super good to replace all that Teflon and all of those laden with those forever chemicals. So again, forever chemicals, you guys, they do not flush out of your system. Like it's extremely difficult. That's why they're called forever chemicals. So we want to stay away from those forever chemicals. Okay. But so a way to kind of get rid of stuff in your kitchen and get ready for spring and Easter. Yay! Easter is one of my favorite holidays because it's just fresh. It celebrates like our faith to we wouldn't have a faith if Easter didn't happen. So it's just an amazing time, and just all the flowers and the food and the fruit and like it's beautiful. And I have the honor of hosting it at my house, and I'm just grateful. And if anyone doesn't know, I am oldest of 9. It's me, my sister, and 7 brothers. And we are like multiplying and getting married and having babies. And like, it's just I need a bigger house. I do. But I'm grateful for the house that we have, and I'm so grateful to God. But going back to what kind of products we can use in the kitchen are that thieves cleaner, of course, for the counters and the floors, and then that veggie wash. The fruit and veggie wash is absolutely amazing. So I'll do like a side by side, but there was like a big like experiment you can do yourself. Okay, you have one bowl of water and baking soda, and then you have another bowl with water and a cap full of thieves veggie wash, right? And you literally take the same broccoli head, right, like cut it in half and then just like soak it for a couple minutes, right, in both, and then literally take it out, look at the water, and then look at the florets. And the one that just had water and baking soda still has that wax layer, and it's like the dull looking. And then the one that had the thieves cleaner is like beautiful and like colorful. And guess what? The one that you just put in water and baking soda will actually go bad faster than the one that was soaked in the thieves veggie wash. Amazing. Like, so like I feel like the whole kit is worth it just to get this veggie wash. And it's a soak. So you just soak it, right? Every week when you go get your produce that you're spending a little bit more on because it's organic, right? You want to make sure that it's going to be preserving, right? And it's not going bad as fast as, or like faster than you can eat it. So you're going to want to save your money, right? Um, another thing in the kitchen, other than the thieves cleaner, the veggie wash, and the dish soap. So the dish soap is concentrated as well. So you can actually make. I would make three actual bottles from that one. Okay, so all of these products, mind you, are highly concentrated. They're not like the regular products that you're gonna buy from a store. They are extremely concentrated. There's not a lot of water in there. It is like full on essential oils, good like good ingredients. Okay, so you can literally make it stretch, and it's going to support your immune system and not compromise your other systems, right? All right. So the dining room. Okay, so get rid of any broken dishes, chip dishes. I just did an overhaul. I got rid of a lot of stuff. And I feel like something that really touches our soul is if we always have an extra setting for a new guest. So something that I'm learning is that if we just were to have one new person over a week or every 2 weeks or even a month, start out with a month, just come over for dinner. My house isn't perfect. You probably won't like my food. My family's nuts and it's really loud. But you know what? I want you to come over and I want to share a meal with you because it's not really about the meal. It's what happens around that table. Okay. That imperfect setting. But just to always remember like how we put a setting for the people who have passed away, right? A lot of cultures do that. And I think that's such a beautiful thought, but really taking it a step further and just for someone who's actually alive, that you could just be like, come over. We're not doing anything special. We're doing spaghetti and come over. The dog's probably going to be annoying, but you know what? Come over, right? Um, so that was kind of something that I thought was, something that touched our soul. But in the dining room, we can use thieves cleaner for table and chairs because it's really safe for wood because it has that lemon in there and it's not toxic lemon. It's actual lemon rind, right? It's not the inside of the lemon. It's safe to clean the high chair, the baby's high chair, and the tablecloths. And it has a natural brightener in it because again, that lemon. Okay. Um, the next room is the laundry room. The laundry room is the most toxic room in our house. Yikes. Seriously. I'll say that again. Most toxic room in the house. You know why? Because of the soap, the softener, the bleach, and the dryer sheets. Okay. And then if we got that, all, ironing and all the things. Okay. Not everyone irons still. I mean, I don't, but Ryan does. But all of those things that we're bringing in are going to literally compromise our because what we're doing, so we're washing, we're putting the softener on, we're putting the bleach in there on some of those cycles, and then we're definitely putting those dryer sheets, right? So all of that's going on, and then we're taking those clothes and we're putting it and distributing it into all of the different rooms. So now we're not only poisoning all of that, we're poisoning our families, right? So a way to kind of switch out the soap, we have thieves cleaner, which this is 6 times concentrated. So this can literally make, I would say, like make 3 big jugs of laundry detergent. Okay. Because if you dilute it a little bit and then you put maybe like a cap full of thieves in there. But I've seen those like glass jars from the store where you can just pump. Because especially if you have someone in your family that's just like, this is natural cleaner, there's no color to it, I don't know where it's going, then you'll go through bottles, and yeah, your clothes will be clean, but you'll waste more than you use, right? In our house, the way that we kind of like keep our laundry on a process, and we're not like, oh my gosh, too much, because it's easy to put a load of laundry in and then put it in the dryer, but then it comes out of the dryer and you're like, oh, I don't want to put this away. Like half the time I don't even fold most of my clothes. I'm gonna be honest with you. We all have one load of regular laundry, and then we will have our like bedding. And then Ryan has his regular clothes and then his work clothes. So he has 2 loads. I have one load. Ezekiel has one load. Isabella has 2 loads because they're into like that sweat look. But she also has delicate shirts. So I have her do 2 loads for that. And then all of us in the house, I do one load for towels and then one load for bedding. So Isabella's bed, our bed, and Ezekiel's bed, all one load. So every day we do a load, and then some days we'll do at the most 2 loads. Okay, because like I said, it's easy to put it into the wash and then into the dryer, but then after that, you're like, that's when you get that buildup of like, I don't want to put that away. I don't have the time to put that away. Okay. Um, so yeah. All right. So next room is the bedroom. So I am learning that bedding is everything, and the way what we're like the materials that we have and we use. Like, I don't know if you notice, I like this dress. This dress, I got it in every single color, and it's literally $30 on Amazon. It's like a cotton blend, so it's not 100% cotton, but I like it because it's a little elastic, but it's not like to where it sticks to you and everything sticks to you like fleece and like all polyester. So it's like that perfect combination. And we have to remember that the materials, just like the product we're putting in and on our body, the materials that we're putting on our body really affect our nervous system and the way that we just show up. Okay, so it's crazy, and I don't want to be like, oh, the energy and this and that, because I'm not into that new age stuff. But it is, everything does have an energy. It does. There's like, it's science. It's not like a ooh thing, but just having a little, your clothes give you more energy versus take away from you. That's all. So the first step would be taking all those polyester sheets and switching them out for 100% cotton so you can breathe through it and you sweat. The power of 3. So keeping only 3 of each item. So like I personally like with purses, jewelry, um, uh, shoes, like I'm a very simple person. I like dresses and boots. Why? Because I'm lazy. I don't want to think about what I'm going to wear, right? I have had the same hairstyle since I'm in high school. I might go a little bit darker, a little bit lighter. I cut my hair one time in senior year. I will never do it again. So I'm a very lazy person when it comes to things. So I just don't want any more than 3 pairs of shoes. I don't really need it, right? I have my gym shoes, I have my boots, and I have like, no, I have 4 actually. Like summer sandals, and then my winter like Ugg boots. Okay. And then keeping for Isabella, we saw that there was a managing issue in her room. So it was like no matter how much clothes she had, whether there was a lot or little, she couldn't manage it. So we have this thing where she can have 7 shirts, 7 pants, no more than 7, because there's only 7 days in the week and we do 1 load a week. So why would you need more than that? And that's kind of where she's at until she can manage more. And then just ask yourself, have I used this item in the last year? Like, because we live in Vegas, so we only have 2 seasons. It's hot or cold. Saying, have I used this in the last 90 days or 6 months? It's not really something that would pertain to us in this region. So think about your region, like if you have 4 seasons, have I used this in the last 6 months, right? But for us, have we used it in the last year? If you haven't, get rid of it. And another big thing for moms is like, especially postpartum, like I get it. Like I'm a year and a half out of postpartum or having our baby, and my body is way different. So I just got rid of that stuff that was kind of making me feel a little bit sad about who my body used to be. So I got rid of it and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. Especially with clothes that are a little bit more revealing. I was keeping all these really revealing clothes that I was like, I'm going to only wear this on when me and Ryan go to the beach by ourselves. Like, when is that ever going to happen? No, yeah. So get rid of all that skanky attire, and just come into who you are in this season, right? So the products that would be really good in the bedroom would be thieves cleaner for dusting mirrors, floors, um, and refreshing bedding and curtains like we did in the living room, right? And using it as that like refresher. And then also diffusing versus candles. We all know that candles are horribly bad for you. They're the equivalent of smoking a pack of cigarettes. If you're burning a candle with fragrance in it, even just burning it, it's this equivalent to smoking a pack of cigarettes. Like, I'm an ex-smoker, and believe me, thinking about smoking a pack of cigarettes right now gives me a headache because I've done it multiple times. Okay. Um, all right, going to the next room, bathrooms. So we need to be reading those labels, ditching and switching, not using a disposable income for just these products and keeping your old products. No, slowly getting those products out, ditching and switching. So starting slow, but starting today. All right. So using that thieves cleaner for mirrors, counters, floors, and toilets, so it's safe but strong. We have a huge epidemic in this world. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're using way more toxic chemicals and ingredients in our products, and we're also becoming very infertile. I believe there is a correlation. Okay, you cannot have blue toilet water and think that it's not fermenting inside of you. I mean, we have to really be thinking about it with common sense. Okay, it's literally just, where is it going to go, right? That toilet, the poo poo spray, where is that going, you guys? It's not just deodorizing or masking that scent, that smell that you don't want anyone to know that you're in the bathroom doing, but it's also going somewhere else. Okay. Also, thieves scrub for showers and sinks. This is a really like powder alternative, and it's super powerful, you guys. It's way more powerful than just putting baking soda and thieves together. No, it is like really powerful in your showers. All right. um Last room is the garage. So just getting rid of those someday items. Someday I'll use this, someday I'll use that, someday I'll be a marathon biker. Of course, that's a great dream, but are you actually doing that? And that's going to go back to like your mental and your physical side, right? So getting rid of broken things. So if you think and you take into consideration, how much is it going to cost me to replace this item that one day that I will need it, probably in the next 5 years, one time, versus me hoarding it in in my home. So what's the cost for that, right? And then everything gets a bin, and then if it doesn't fit, you just get rid of it. That's it, right? And then the products that you would use in the garage would be thieves cleaner for your car wash, your degreaser, and then mopping the garage floor. Okay, so one spray bottle and then one, with some thieves cleaner. I know a lot of guys that love thieves spray for their cleaning all of that motor oil and degreasing. Okay, so it's a thing. And then ditching and switching. So this is the line that we just went over. Okay, so the hand soap, dish soap, all-purpose cleaner. That's that thieves cleaner. That's going to make 20. This bottle will make 28 other bottles. And then you get a spray bottle. You get that scrub, the laundry detergent, and then the fruit and veggie soak. And you also get lemon essential oil and thieves essential oil, which is amazing. Okay. Um, and then here's how to get started. So all you would do is you would take a snapshot of this. If you're watching this on YouTube, take a snapshot of this screen, and then you can go back into it. And then on that photo, you click on it. You'll see it. So here is our group. We have a Facebook group that we just empower and educate each other on how to be above society's standard, right? By different challenges, with our mind, body, and soul. We do meetups. We're constantly trying to like just make each other a better version of ourselves, right? And then here is that kit that I just talked about from before, right? And then, yeah, so we do our meetups every month, and we have different classes. So learn and growing together every month, and then connecting with our community of accountability. All right, so that's all I have. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.